Hi, my name is Leah and I'm a reference librarian at the Fayetteville Public Library. And today I wanted to talk to you about downloading ebooks onto your Kindle reader. Your Kindle reader will look something like this. It's different than downloading ebooks onto, say, a Kindle Fire, which is a tablet, or any other kind of tablet, or your phone or your computer. There's a couple of steps to downloading it onto your e-reader, but it's really easy. Once you do it once or twice, you'll be a pro. So let's walk through the steps of how to do it. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to start on the library's website, faylib.org. And so this is what the home page looks like. And you're going to go to Browse. You don't have to click on Browse. You can just hover your mouse over it. And then you'll click on eBooks and More. And the library has a lot of different ebook platforms, but the only one that's compatible with the Kindle reader is Overdrive. So you're going to select Overdrive. And once you've done that, you can bookmark Overdrive so you don't have to go through the library's website every time if you end up using it a lot. And then the next thing you're going to do is sign in. I'm already signed in, but if I wasn't, you would just go here to my account, click sign in. And what you do is enter your library card number and then your PIN, which is typically the last 4 digits of your telephone number. So one thing that's really nice about Overdrive is you don't have to create an account with Overdrive. All you use is your same library credentials that you use when you're here in the building to sign in to a computer or check out books. So once you've done that, the next thing is to pick out a book. And you'll see my icon, my little bell notification icon is ringing at me because I have a hold. So the way ebooks work, it's very similar to physical books here in the library. We only have a certain amount of copies, and if they're all checked out, you can place your name on the holds list for it. And what it does is it'll ask you for your email address, and once you've provided that, when the ebook is in again, it will send you an email letting you know, and I got an email this morning letting me know that I had a hold ready to check out. It doesn't check it out automatically for you. You have to go to Overdrive, check it out, and then in my case, you'll send it to your Kindle. So I think I'll do that next, but first I want to show you how to find an ebook and check it out if it's one that's already in. So we buy ebooks pretty frequently for Overdrive. So we do have a lot of the bestsellers, but sometimes there's a big long holds list on them. So you can search if you're looking for something in particular. You can go to this subjects button. And if you know you want a book on a particular topic, I'm going to choose humor, fiction. And so you'll see this is a list of a lot of the humor fiction items that we have as part of the library's collection. Some of them are ebooks and some of them are audiobooks. So today, since we're just looking at ebooks, you can go over to the panel here on the left-hand side, and you'll see there's a designation just for Kindle books. So if I want to make sure I'm seeing the humor books that are only available as Kindle books, I don't need to see anything else, you can click here. It'll reload it and eliminate anything that's not a Kindle book. So that makes browsing really easy. It's always super disappointing to see something and then find out it's in a format that's not going to work for you. So it's nice to use those filters. Another filter that I like to use here is available now. And that's going to take out any book that's not currently in. So, you know, it's Friday morning here at the library. I'm looking for a book to read this weekend. I don't necessarily want to wait for something to come in. I can click on that available now, and that'll show me all the wonderful titles that I can check out at this very moment. So that is a neat feature too. So when I'm ready to check out, all I do, I'm going to check out this book, Girl Gone Viral. That looks fun. So I can open it up. I can read the description, see the cover. I can even read a sample of it if I want to. But once I'm ready, all I do is hit borrow, this big green button, borrow. And I do have the option of borrowing it for 7 days or for 14 days. I usually go ahead and do 14 because you can return these books early and it doesn't really hurt anything to have it out a little bit longer. So I'm going to keep with 14 days. I'm going to click borrow again. All right. So I've got my positive message here. Girl Gone Viral is checked out to you until August 21st, 2020, so 2 weeks. It also tells me here that I can borrow 2 more titles. On Overdrive, you can borrow up to 5 at a time. So that's where that returning early comes in kind of handy. If you've finished a book, but you still have a week left on it, you read it fast, and there's another book that comes in as a hold or that you see that you really want, you can return a book early and that'll give you another slot on your checkout list to check something else out. So you'll see right here, we have a couple of options. Read now with Kindle, read in your browser, or download as an EPUB. And so since what we're doing today is downloading a book to our Kindle, that's what I'm going to choose, read now with Kindle. And you'll see I've been redirected to the Amazon website. Now, since this is my computer that I'm using, I'm already signed in to Amazon. If you haven't been signed into Amazon or you're at a public computer, before you start this process, you're going to want to make sure you have your Amazon credentials ready to go. You're going to want your email address that you used to create your Amazon account, and you're going to want your password. So be sure to have those ready. You might need to log in before you get to this point, but since I'm already logged in, all I need to do is say get library book. Now you'll see also there's this option of what device to deliver it to. So if you have a smartphone and a tablet that have the Kindle app on it, you might have different devices listed there. So you'll want to make sure before you click on get library book that the correct device is selected. And so I want to send it to my Kindle. That's what it's defaulted to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on get library book. Oh, one other thing is on this page on Amazon, there is a nice helpful description about library lending. So it says here, once digital books are redeemed, they will appear on all Kindle apps and devices, and Kindle automatically backs up all of your notes. So if you end up purchasing this book at a later date, you'll still have all of your notes. And then to manage, you'll go to manage your content and devices. So after all that, I'm going to click on get library book. All right, and I have success. Your library book will be delivered the next time your Kindle syncs, and then it says how to manage it. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention just really quick is my Kindle has Wi-Fi on it. And so it'll download items if I'm connected to Wi-Fi. If you happen to have a Kindle that doesn't have Wi-Fi, what you'll need to do is go into manage your content and devices and manually download the book to your computer. And then you'll plug in your Kindle into your computer using a mini USB port. Usually it's just the charging cord that comes with your Kindle. And you'll just manually move the file from your computer over to your Kindle. So there is one extra step. I don't think that there's that many Kindles that don't have Wi-Fi on them. My Kindle is pretty old. It's probably 6 years old or so, and it has Wi-Fi. So I think that most Kindles do. So we've done that. We have sent the Kindle book to our Kindle. And the next thing we're going to do is go to our Kindle. So here we are. Here's my Kindle. I'm going to turn it on. Okay. So here is what my home page looks like. I'm going to go to menu, and then the very top thing on the menu is turn wireless on. So I'm going to select turn wireless on. It's probably going to take a minute to connect to the wireless. So let me tell you a couple of other good things about ebooks while it's thinking about it. One super nice thing is you saw when I checked it out, it had the due date. So on that due date, the item is just going to be returned automatically. There's no need for me to go in and return the book. And there's no possible way to get a late fee on an ebook either, because once the day arrives that it's due, it's just going to disappear off of your device. You don't have to worry about returning it, late fees, anything like that. And this does occasionally lead to a book disappearing before you finished it, but Amazon sends a notification to you via the email that you used for your Overdrive account 3 days before your book expires, letting you know that it's almost due. So if you're right in the middle of it, that's a message to you that you better finish up, or maybe return it and check it out again another time. So, okay, so it's taken a minute. I've turned on my wireless, and I'm not sure you can see, but it has downloaded the book for me. And then I had another book on here that the loan expired on, and it populates with a new book called Loan Ended, and then the title of the book. So that's handy too, especially if you do get so many books going at once that you kind of lose track. It'll download a book that says the loan ended for you, so you know what's happened to it. All right, so we have successfully downloaded a book. I'm going to go back to the hold screen here just to show you what it looks like. Oh, okay. I'm going to go. So it tells me why it's giving me a notification. It says I have 2 days left to borrow a book and that my hold is ready. Now, it does give me some more options here. I can borrow it right now. I can deliver it later, which basically it sends it to the next person on the holds list. They'll check it out, read it, and then when it's ready again, it'll send it back to me. So, inevitably all your holds come in at once. So that's a nice way to control it, to just say, oh, okay, this came in for me, but I'm not quite ready yet. I'm going to click on deliver later, get it to the next person while I finish up this book, and I'll check it out in a couple of weeks. So that's neat. You can also just remove the hold. If the hold comes in for you and you're like, oh, I was interested in that book 3 weeks ago when I put a hold on it, but I'm not that interested now, you can just remove it from right there. But if we click on this little button that looks like a bookshelf, it's going to show me all the books that I currently have checked out. And you'll see it'll tell me the due dates. So I have a couple that are due in 3 days and 10 hours. And then I have one that's due in 14 days, the one that we just checked out. And the button to return it is right here on this screen. You would just click on return and it'll send it back. If you want to return early, that gives you another slot on your list of 5 books that you can check out at once. And it's just friendly if you're done to other patrons, that they can get the book a little bit faster if you return it before the loan period is up. But what I was going to show you here is holds. So this is where I would manage my holds. I have several other holds going other than the one that's ready. And you can see I can also, I can remove it. I can suspend it, say, I'm going out of town. I don't want all my holds to come in while I'm away. You can suspend it for however long you need to suspend it for. And then at that point, you'll be at the top of the list. And the next time it comes in, it'll go to you. You can also just remove those holds. And another neat thing that's here is it has the estimated wait time for you. It's really an estimate. I've had books that say the wait time is about 2 weeks that I've placed on hold that'll come in the next 2 hours. The 2 weeks just means that it's out, but it is helpful to see, how many copies of the book the library has, what number on the list you are, that sort of thing. So since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and borrow my hold, and it works exactly the same way as it does when I find a book in the collection that I want to check out. But you just click on borrow. I want to borrow it for 14 days. And then read now with Kindle. It does tell me it's due on August 21st and that I can only borrow one more title. And I'm going to click on Get Library Book. There we go. And I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen. I realized that before when I showed you buttons I was pushing on my Kindle, I was probably really tiny. So I'm going to stop the share. Okay, so here is my home screen of my Kindle. And so to turn the wireless on and off, I have one that has buttons. I know not all of them have buttons like that, but I have a menu button right here. And then this very top option is turn wireless on. So I just use my little arrows to navigate up to turn wireless on and hit OK. And it'll turn the wireless on, it'll download my book. You'll see that that has happened already. It's downloaded both of the books that I checked out today already. And then you can also see right here, that's the one that has the loan ended message. So I can just delete that one since I know my loan on that one has run out. So that's all there is to it. Pretty easy. That's how you download an ebook to your Kindle e-reader. So if you run into any trouble with this process, please feel free to reach out to us at the reference desk. Our phone number there is 479-856-7250. If you'd rather send us an email, our email address is questions@faylib.org. And then I also wanted to mention we have a service called Book a Librarian, where you can fill out a form about what your needs are, and Fayetteville Public Library librarian will set some time aside. We do 30 minutes at a time to meet with you and talk about a particular technology issue that you might be having. So if you've never downloaded an ebook to your Kindle before and you want someone to go through it with you the first time, you can fill out a form. It's at our website, which is faylib.org/book. It's just going to ask you a few simple questions about what you're wanting to do. And so right now, while the library isn't meeting face-to-face, we would be glad to do a phone call with you or meet on a digital platform to walk through it with you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the library. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.